Have you ever heard about 5 crazy laws from around the world? There are some places in the world that have some extraordinary laws implemented for their countrymen by nature. Prepare to be amazed as you learn about 5 of the world's most unbelievable crazy laws. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and turn on notifications to join us on the curiosity waves. Number 4. A dilemma for Vape Geeks in Thailand. This has responded to the growing health crisis fueled by e-cigarette use, particularly among teenagers, by calling for restrictions on flavored vaping products. There are differing opinions on the usefulness of the flavored vape ban in combating vaping-related illness. The biggest e-cigarette industrialist said it would pull its flavored products from the shelves, would stop its marketing campaign accused of targeting minors, and would refrain from lobbying against the ban. The aim for this is children's health and safety, together with jobs, will be a focus. The country has a ban on vaporizers and addition like e-cigarettes and their refills. If found carrying these items, they are sure to be confiscated, but some might also be caught behind bars. If convicted, the punishment could lead to a 10-year-long imprisonment. Number 3. Codeine ban in Japan. Japan has extremely strict drug laws, and it is illegal to bring into the country some over-the-counter medicines commonly used in the U.S. Specifically, any products that contain stimulants, or medicines that contain pseudoephedrine such as Actifed, Sudafed, and Vicks inhalers, or codeine are prohibited. If you're planning on taking an over-count of the medication with you, check the ingredients carefully. According to Japanese law, up to a 2-month supply of allowable over-the-counter medication can be brought or sent into Japan at a time. When it comes to prescription medication, pharmacies are plentiful and reliable in Japan and can meet most prescription needs, although there is no such thing as a refill on a prescription in Japan. To obtain a refill, you will need to get a new prescription from a Japanese physician. A psychiatrist has regular office hours every Friday at ICU's counseling center. Those who need a refill for ADHD and/or other conditions will be able to obtain a prescription by visiting this office. Please note that some Japanese prescriptions, such as Adderall or Prozac, are prohibited in Japan. Japanese physicians can often prescribe similar, but not identical substitutes to medicines available in the U.S. Japan law allows you to bring up to 1 month's supply of prescription medications with you, as long as they are carried in their original containers, along with a letter from your physician indicating the medication's generic and brand name, dosage, and description of your medical condition. For students who plan to bring more than a 1-month supply of prescription medication, you are required to obtain a so-called yakan shumai, or an import certificate in advance, and show the yakan shumai certificate with your prescription medicines at the customs. For more information, please visit the Embassy of Japan's website. Medicines that contain codeine are banned in Japan. If one is found possessing such medicines, they could get deported or face detention. Number 2. Selfie and tattoo rules in Sri Lanka. The legal system in Sri Lanka is a combination of colonial, Victorian, English, and Dutch legislations all mixed together in a medley of complicated regulations and customs that feel like laws. In terms of tourism, local laws do not usually apply to visitors, unless they are laws that pertain to the safety of the community. There is a blurry difference between a law and a custom, whereas both can be enforced by the police and could have serious consequences, and a law might be completely disregarded by a foreigner. Customs that pertain to visiting religious sites and respectful attire are most like laws in the sense that locals will let you know about it and not let you enter otherwise. Some laws do not apply to tourists, specifically, but long-term residents living or doing community work on the island should be aware of them. The political and socio-economic majority of Sri Lanka is Buddhist. The customs for entering a Buddhist temple respectfully include entering without shoes, dressing conservatively, not pointing feet at the Buddha figures, not getting too close to the monks or touching them, especially their heads, and being respectful of the worshippers. It is expected of visitors to follow all of these rules, yet there is one custom or law that can get you into real trouble. Some Buddhist temples and all government institutions do not allow photographs taken of the premises. Of course, the most touristy Buddhist temples, like the Gangaran Maya in Colombo, Allow photographs to be taken, but they have to be respectful. Don't take duck-face selfies with Buddha figures, for example. Taking disrespectful photography on Buddhist premises can get you into trouble and even get you arrested. One woman was deported for taking a photo pretending to kiss a Buddha statue. Photography in government institutions is strictly forbidden. Just don't do it. In regards to the respect of Buddhist culture, a few people have seen some serious backlash for having their Buddha tattoos showing while on the island. If you have a Buddha tattoo and plan to travel to Sri Lanka, best figure out a way to cover it up while you are there. Taking selfies in front of idols of Lord Buddha or wearing Buddha tattoos in Sri Lanka is illegal. Doing so is considered mistreatment of Buddhist images, and it's quite offensive in the island country. Several tourists have been denied entry for having tattoos. Covering them at all times during their visit is the best one can do, but if it is not possible, they may want to reconsider their visit. Number 1. Voting in Egypt. There is a price to be paid for the absence of democracy and for the way that security practices have dominated the system of rule in Egypt, utterly corrupting political life and subjugating it to the social and party elite, such that one must either support these power arrangements along with their decisions and actions or face oppression, defamation, and being labeled a traitor. This price was paid by the segments of the population which boycotted the presidential elections. Indeed, the real meaning behind the elections, or the freedom of citizens to choose while believing in the importance of their participation through voting, was squandered once seriousness, competition, and diversity of opinions had disappeared. The way was paved for the candidacy of the former defense minister, and the outcome was known prior to the election itself. There is a price to be paid for the representative constitutional provisions and laws passed by the authorities with the aim of removing citizens with free opinions from the public sphere and returning Egypt to the state it was in prior to the revolution of January 2011. There is also a price to be paid for the authorities' involvement in widespread violations to rights and freedoms and for the repression, harassment, and defamation of those who oppose them. The price was paid by Egyptians who refused to participate in the presidential election, which was held under conditions completely determined by the security practices of the state, and which appeared unrelated to genuine democratic transition. There is a price to be paid for the authorities' propagation of an artificial trade-off between bread, security, and stability, or justice, rights, and freedoms, for undermining the rule of law and guarantees for rights, freedoms, and human dignity, for arresting and imprisoning citizens who committed no offense except expressing their opinions and demonstrating peacefully when the authorities wanted to criminalize demonstrations. The price was paid by the many who refrained from going to the polls, which appeared empty despite extended voting for an additional third day. The polls remained empty because it was not expected that this election would put an end to ongoing violation of rights and freedoms, collective punishment, political exclusion, and other injustices which have spread throughout the country. Voting in Egypt is a must. Those who do not participate and vote are bound to be punished with a hefty fine and even a prison sentence. Cylindropuntia fulgida, the jumping cholla, also remarked as the hanging chain cholla, is a cholla cactus native to Sonora and the southwestern United States. While the name jumping cholla is applied especially to this species, it is also used as a general term for all chollas. The jumping cholla is an arborescent or tree-like plant with one low branching trunk. It often grows to heights of 4 meters or 13 feet, with drooping branches of chained fruit. The stems are light green and are strongly tuberculate, with tubercles, or small wart-like projections on the stems. Flowers are white and pink, streaked with lavender fragrance. According to naturalists, a curiosity of these is that it opens its flowers at exactly 3 p.m. solar time and can be used to set your watch. Don't cut the cactus in Arizona because it is illegal to do so. Offenders can be legalized to 25-year imprisonment. Let us know what you think in the comment section below and give us a thumbs up by hitting the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on post notifications so you won't miss any updates from us. Finally, go through the channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.